and welcome to your look ahead to Tuesday, the 12th of December. Now, we start with numbers out of Australia, where we have consumer confidence figures and business confidence figures too. But the real set piece of the day will be inflation figures out of the US, which we'll get to in just a moment. Before that, in the UK, we've got unemployment figures. This is the unemployment rate expectations for October. 4.3%. Now, just showing you the euro versus the pound, because sterling has hovered around its highest levels in almost 3 months against the euro. This was back on Tuesday, as markets raise their bets on interest rate cuts by the European Central Bank, which widened their divergence with the Bank of England. This is all about divergence. Who's going to cut rates first, who's going to hold back, and when the Fed is going to move and perhaps trigger other central banks to follow suit. Don't forget, money markets have now fully priced in a more than 140 basis point of ECB rate cuts next year, from around 135 basis points just earlier than last Tuesday, with the first move in March roughly the same time as the Fed. So there's a lot to play for, and we'll find out more this week with Tuesday's inflation figures, which we'll get to in just a moment. Ahead of that, we've got ZEW out of Germany. This is the economic sentiment reading. Expectations for December, 8.8%. And as I mentioned earlier, the big set piece will be that CPI figure out of the US, because if we have a rather hot number, it may suggest that the Fed's fight against inflation is not yet over, and perhaps all those talks about perhaps an interest rate cut as soon as March might be the markets getting ahead of themselves. We've also got API crude oil inventories too, and of course 3 central banks deciding on interest rates later this week. Well, that's it for now. For more market moving news, I'll be back on Beat the Street at 13:30 London time to give you a heads up to the trading action on Wall Street, and IG's Jeremy Naylor will be on at 7:30 on Early Morning Call to do the same for the European session. Follow me on Twitter at Angeline Ong. This is IGTV.